Hey guys, Calico here. Please excuse my voice. I kind of lost it at a concert like 2 days ago. But I just want to get on here real quick and talk about the principle of faking it. The principle of faking it is very, very important. Very important that you understand what the Lord has been revealing me in what it means to fake it till you make it. Basically, I want to start off by telling you guys a story of David, King David. Long before he was a king, when he was just a little boy, he was actually a shepherd. He was one of the smallest of his brothers. When one of the holy men came to anoint the next king, he was nowhere in sight because he was outside taking care of sheep because nobody expected him to be king. When he got anointed and the oil fell on his head for him to become king, instantly he had a new paradigm shift. Now, this is very important to understand that before he was appointed as king, he was anointed. And oftentimes in our life, we'll be anointed, but we don't have the position. God will tell you something, but it's completely contradictory to your reality, where you are. There's been oftentimes God has been telling me, I'm going to make great change in the world and things like that. And, things that are unbelievable. And when I say it out loud, people don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because they see who I am now. But God sees who I am to become. One of the most important things, God sees your potential. Only God knows your potential. Everyone sees, reality, they see the tangible, they see what is, but God sees what is to become, what is to be. So that's why it's very important as a person, as a human being, to lead your life, to live in revelation, through revelation. So yeah, King David, like 15 years before he killed Goliath and became king, he was with the sheep as a shepherd, just making music. That's crazy, making music. And later on, a lot of his poetry got right here. So he wrote a lot of the Psalms, and just poetry on having faith in the Lord and being faithful to the promises that God gave us. So what does this have to do with the principle of faking it? What does it have to do with faking it till you make it? Well, it's important to understand the difference between appointing and anointing. God will anoint you. You will feel something in your spirit. You'll say, wow, I'm meant for more. But it's going to maybe take a little while to be appointed. That doesn't mean that what you're doing and your actions aren't contributing to the progression of you getting there. You have to, in that field, King David learned so much about being the king. When he lost a sheep, that's when he was the good shepherd and went after that one sheep. He trampled down lions for that, or a lion for that sheep. And he learned a lot about having faith. So in this trial area, you have to essentially fake it till you make it. You have to be the character that you want to become. And that's extremely important. It doesn't matter about your predicament. It doesn't matter about how much money you have in your wallet. It doesn't matter about what people did in the past. It just matters about where you want to go and who you want to become. And whoever you want to become, you can be that person right now. If you want to become a more peaceful person, if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become this famous actor, you have to become that right now. What are traits and qualities that person holds and that got him there? Because your traits and qualities, your beliefs, your identity will lead to your thoughts, which leads to your actions, which leads to habits. So that's why it's incredibly important to reassess your actions, reassess who you want to become, and become that person right now. And that's the principle of faking it. For example, let's look at Kanye West. Controversies aside, as of right now, a lot can be said about him right now. But when he first started his career, he was a producer, and he wasn't the most in the box type of producer. Like, he was very experimental, very out there, and people just did not believe in him. You know what I'm saying? He started as a producer, but he wanted to become a rapper and producer, one of the first of his time. And people were like, dude, just stick to producing beats. Just stick to your lane. Just stay in your lane. But he knew he was meant for more. So he would talk to himself like, yo, I'm literally the greatest of all time in music. Or, yo, I'm this, that, and the third. When he's literally nowhere near that position. And through his overconfidence, he slingshot his career because he knew what he was meant for. Because he knew that he could have more. Because he was going for things that others wouldn't go for because they lack the confidence in themselves. So yes, it's one to believe in God, but do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? And that's the question. So it becomes less about faking it and more about becoming it. becoming that person who believes in themselves so much so that they're willing to risk it in order to get higher and better and achieve more. And that's one of the most important things to learn on this journey to mastery, is the balance between, this confident, self-confident ego with the humility that, the Lord is wanting from you. And, it's important to have that humility on this road, because that's how you treat people nicely. That's how you don't get corrupted by power. And that's how you get more, that's how you have a lovely character, because there could be very successful, highly successful people, but if they don't have like friends or, a loving wife, what does it all matter? What does it all matter? If you don't have friends to share your wealth with, like, it's not worth it. I'll tell you that. It's not worth it. So yeah, the principle of faking it is becoming it. That is the principle. So make sure every time you're waking up, you're doing actions that contribute and reinforce that identity you want to live by. And you're having thoughts that also contribute and support that identity. Because if you're having weak-minded thoughts, if you're having, victim mindset thoughts, how we fight thoughts, I made a video of that on my Instagram, but how we fight thoughts is with other thoughts. When you start having those unconfident thoughts or those I can't do it thoughts, when your ego is trying to protect you, you have to fight that back with what God said about you. That's why it's so important to read this book here. But, just to get some sources of motivation so you can just be up. But yeah, so this was just the principle of faking it. And to fake it is to become it, truly. If you like this video, if this video resonated with you, make sure you hit that like button and share it with a friend who you think would, benefit off of it. Keep the hope, keep the faith, because one day we're going to make it.